Good evening, everyone. We are the group number 31. We are here with my classmates, Laura Alejandra Méndez Marín, Karen Sofía Valderrama Alvira, Jenny Tatiana Farfán Osorio, and my person who's talking, Alexandra Garcia Ochoa. Mm, we are in common the course teaching English for specific purposes, and we are here to expose our cases, what we have in common and uncommon about all that we already analyzed. So first, we designed a survey to understand the students' needs in learning English. In my case, the results show that most students are young adults between 18 and 25 years old, and they study or work in areas like medicine, dentistry, nursing, and healthcare. Their English level is mostly basic, between A1 and B1. And many of them need English for professional development and to communicate with patients. According to the survey, students mainly need to use English in clinics, hospitals, and academic environments. The most important skills they want to improve are speaking and listening, but they have difficulties with pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and also confidence. So many students also said they sometimes do not understand English speaking patients. So for all of this, based on these needs, I designed a strategy using communicative language teaching and task-based learning, where students practice real situations like talking to patients, giving instruction, and explaining treatments. So now, please continue, classmate Laura.
Okay, thank you, Alexandra. Um, okay, for this activity, I choose scenario V, which is industry and manufacturing. I focus on petroleum engineering in Colombia. To decide my course strategy, the first thing I did was create a needs analysis questionnaire to get information about the students. With this questionnaire, I collect information about their English level, their context, and the situation where they need to use English. I also ask about their learning preference and the skills they find more difficult. After analyzing the result, I noticed that most of the students have an A2 level and some experience using English. They mainly need English to understand technical information and safety producers and also to communicate with international professionals. I also found that listening and speaking are the most important skills for them, but at the same time, they are the most difficult, especially because of pronunciation and understanding different accents. Based on this, I organized my strategy by focusing mainly on communication, especially in listening and speaking. I decided to use a text-based language teaching approach because it helps students practice real life situation uh, from their field. So I include activities like role plays, simulation, and listening tasks with real material. Um, when I compared my proposal with my classmates' strategies, I found some things in common. All of use focus on real life communication, use interactive activities, and designed student centered course. We also include continuous assignment and practical tasks. Um, There are also some difference. Each proposal is adapted to a different context. For example, one is focused on the medical field, where students need to communicate with patients, and another one is about arts and media, with more focus on writing and digital context. In my case, the difference is the petroleum engineering context, especially the focus in safety, technical communication, and working with people from different countries. Um, my conclusion and in this activity helped me understand that it's very important to design course based on student real needs. Even if the methodology is similar, the content should always be adapted to a specific context to make learning more useful and meaningful. Thank you, Karen.
Okay. The scenario I selected is art, culture, and media. This scenario focus on people like artists, designers, journalists, or social media managers who need English to communicate with international audiences. I chose this scenario because English is very important in global communication, especially in digital content and um, creative industries. Um, to collect information, I used a survey create in Google Forms. I applied this survey to 10 students. You are interested in this area. The questions were focused on their English level, their needs, and how they prefer to learn. From the results, I found some important points. Most students want to improve their English for real life situations, and many situations yeah, have difficult speaking and reading in English. They want to learn vocabulary related to art, media, and cultures. Some students feel nervous or not confident when speaking English. Most of them prefer practical and flexible learning methods. In general, the results show that the students need a more practical and simple try to learn English. Um, Based on these results, I designed a virtual learning strategy. The course will be online because it is more flexible for students with different schedules. The strategy is simple and practical. It includes writing short text like socials, media posts, or recording short audios or videos, participating in simple conversations, learning basic vocabulary, writing to their field, um, in others. To conclude, this strategy is focused on real needs, flexibility, and practical learning. Thank you, classmates. Jenny,
Sorry,
continue.
classmates, I forgot my conclusion that it is the analysis of my classmates' strategies shows that all of them are based on students' real needs and focus on practical communication. So this each proposal is designed for a specific professional field, such as arts, engineering, or emergency services, which makes the learning process more meaningful for all of them. A common point is the use to interactive activities like role plays, simulations, and real life tasks to develop speaking and listening skills. I want to add that all strategies promote active participation that all I see and aim to build students' confidence when they are using English. However, there are also differences in methodology, tools, and learning environments, such as virtual platforms or authentic materials. Thank you very much, and I'm so sorry.
Okay. I work of any scenario C, security and emergency service. I select this scenario because English is essential in emergency and security contexts, especially when professionals need to communicate with foreign people and critical situations. In this field, communication must be clear and effective to provide assistance and ensure suffered. First, I design a needs analysis questionnaire to identify the learners' English language needs. The questionnaire includes questions about their English level, the situation where they need English, the most important skills, and their main difficulties. The purpose of this instrument is to collect relevant information to design an appropriate ESP course. After collecting the information, I organized it into three main aspects: the learner's profile, the communication texts, and their main difficulties. This organization allowed me to clearly identify the learner's need in their professional context. Based on the result, I identified the learner need English mainly for practical communication in emergency situations. They need to give instructions, ask questions, guide people, and respond to urgent situations involving foreign individuals. Their main challenge include limited vocabulary, loud confidence when speaking, pronunciation difficulties, and problems understanding spoken English. And based on this need, I select a combination of text-based learning and problem-based learning. This approach allows learners to practice English in real-life situations and develop communicate skills through meaningful activities. It also promotes activity participation and helps learners improve their confidence when using English. The main components of this strategy include role play, simulation of emergency situations, listening activities, vocabulary practice, and role problem solving tasks. These activities helps learners develop practical communication skills. In conclusion, this activity helped me understand that ESP courses should be designed based on learners' real needs. In this scenario, English is essential for communication in emergency contexts, so the course must be practical and contextualized. Additionally, activity and methodologies support effective learning and meaningful communication. Thank you everyone for your participation. This meeting allows us to share our ideas and understand different perspectives for design in ESP codes. Now we can use these contributions to complete our final documents. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, classmates, for being here. Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.